Hi everyone, so this is Val here at Crafts by You. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to test out, for those of you who know what Cricut is and the Cricut Joy, this is a Cricut Maker, the big daddy, right? But the Joy is the new little baby tool, and I wanted to just see if in fact the card mat, if I could use this just running it through alone, and or if just putting it on my mat would allow me to use the functionality of this card mat. The difference between this and a typical mat is, let's see, normally, this one's really dirty, but normally you've just got this adhesive part there, right? And that's it. But with this card mat, you've got a piece of plastic that is separating this mat, which is not sticky, from this piece. And this piece, this top piece, is the one that has the adhesive on it. So you've got some card panel sizes on here. You could put just your card panel directly on top, the way you would on your typical mat. But with this one, I don't want to get too much into the details of it. You're sliding it behind, all right? The beauty of that is a lot of times when you're cutting, if you don't want to have to come back and cut the card out, the card panel, the part that would go on top, that's what you do. In this case, I'm going to have a card panel that will be this 4.25 by 5.5 on a card that's going to be 4.5 by 5 3/4. So anyway, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to probably have to come back to you because I know that I don't think I can run my Maker off of my iPad and film this. So I'll be right back to show you the results. Okay, so just when I inserted it just a second ago and got it in there, when I went to hit the flashing cut, this is what happened. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it and attach it to the 12 by 12. Also, when you do your settings for this, you needing to tell it what your surface is, 12 by 12, etc. And so I'm not so sure about that because I don't want it to try to adjust based on that mat size. So there's two things I'm thinking here. One is I'm going to just put this on the mat and tape it down and make sure. Oops, see, it's like snatching it in. And say kick it out. Yeah, that kicking it out sideways bothers me. So I'm thinking that with this, instead of even trying to do it right to the corner, what I believe I'm going to do is actually take this and center it right to the center, right at where the arrow is pointing up to 6 inches. Because, hey, why put more pressure on that corner when I don't have to? And I'm going to do the snap of my mat so that I can just, excuse me guys, I got the sniffles, so that I can adjust my cut to be right on top where I want it to be. I think that's probably going to be the most efficient way. Now, as far as the depth or like pressure and all that sort of thing, I'm going to just keep it on, you know, intricate cardstock cutting, the average pressure, because I don't want to have any specific things right now. I just want to see, will that be enough pressure? I'm thinking that it would be, considering that the mat is on top. That may give it extra, right? Like almost like a shim, and we'll go from there. Okay, I did go ahead and start. The only thing I did different is I switched out my mat to the stronger. I use Snap Mat to take a photo so that I could make sure that I'm just putting my cut directly where I want it. And I use the cardstock that says for intricate cuts, but I left the pressure at, you know, the normal pressure, default pressure. So this is me using it for the first time. Okay, so I forgot that if I do that intricate cut, it basically goes over it twice, or the cardstock for intricate cuts. But let's just pull this off. I didn't want to stop it and start again. I wanted you to like straight up see what would happen that first time. So, you know what, let me start by just pulling this off the mat. And let's just back it up a moment. So we've got our mat, and it looks pretty good considering. I will say that you might have to play around with the settings, right? But let's just see. Looks like that top piece is where it really kind of got caught up. But there's the leftovers. And there's just a few little extra pieces in here. Not too shabby. And then from there, we would just stick us some paper behind it, right? We could use, of course, I don't have anything completely that I can use right this second, but just so we can see some more contrast there. We can take our panels and essentially insert them in here, or we can use the ones they have. But what a fun way that, especially when you've got cardstock and things that you haven't used up, that you can't particularly think of what to do with, to make these card panels. But I think overall, I'm happy with it. Yeah, just wanting to be able to stick one of these in there and layer it up. That's something I've been wanting to do. These designs had been put out there, were already in Design Space, a lot of them. But certainly play around with your stuff. Now, I do want to give the caveat. The caveat here is that if your machine is within your first year of buying it, you void your warranty when you start doing little like out of the box stuff like this. So mine's like when they very first came out, so it's not under warranty. Also, I hear folks talking about the Cricut Joy mats, not being able to get a ton of usage out of them. I don't know how that's much different than our normal mats in terms of usability. It's a consumable, really. But for me, if you've got Pixie spray or different ones, or if you're just cleaning it with that awesome cleaner from the Dollar Tree, there are ways to revive your mats. Again, if you do that, Cricut will void your warranty if it's in that first year. So, and you know, everything we do is a chance, right? But just wanted to put it out there and show you guys. Hadn't even looked to see if anybody did this video yet, but I had the Joy mat here for a few days now, and I said, oh man, let me just try this real quick. So hope that was insightful to you guys. If you got some questions, let me know. I mean, I'm not going to do anything. I want to keep my machine working, but if you've got stuff regarding the machine that you want to see, let me know. All right, take care.